every day I struggle with situations where, like I always say, entrepreneurship's like self-injury, because every day you got to get up and do shit differently than you did to be able to thrive, because it's hard to get free stuff. You know what I mean? So in order for an organization to thrive, I mean, every Google, every Apple, every Amazon, every PayPal, they have to do things differently. They have to. So by doing that, we face constant criticism as an organization. All right? So anytime you see me do something that seems very unusual, or what might appear as though it's extinction induced, or it might appear as though it's a change in topography, let's talk about it and I'll explain why. Because it'll always tie back to those values and science.
With the time frame that we've been in it, we only set out to make a difference. Change the game and push the science and stay with it. All so we could say we did it. Teach kids that was helpless to be independent. Even leaving a legacy behind like Skinner. I mean, ain't that the difference between an occupation that's for the culture and one that's just for a living? And this is only the beginning. This something we'll tell our children. Like, look at the change we made just from staying consistent. Ain't that the mission? Is there anything I'm missing?
Teach them it's nothing wrong with being different. After all of us are different. Values that got lost, but it's time to revisit. If you want something in life, it's up to you to go get it. You gotta have a warrior spirit. It's a BDA thing, not uplifting. Serving who we serve is not a right, it's our privilege. Yeah, and that's on everything. That's on everything. Yeah.
People create drama. You have to understand something. This is a general principle. People create drama, or people create things that appear to be urgencies, usually out of their own fear of something. Okay? So quite often you'll see, like a government employee have such a bureaucracy. They're like, and I've heard it here too, like, I don't want to get in trouble, so I'm just doing this. So you'll get, like, I want you to know, like, I'll get calls at the most random times of the night. By you guys, I'm good with it. I want you to freaking call me day or night, morning, afternoon, evening. But I get random calls from these government officials, them having a catastrophe on their hands that is not a catastrophe. People, when they're ruled by fear as opposed to inspiration and positive reinforcement, if everything is that way, like, let me just do this so I don't lose something. You don't have innovation, discretionary effort, and creativity and excitement. You don't even want to talk to people at work. And I know I do weird shit and people are like, I don't want to meet with that dude. But I try not to. I'm trying to not do weird stuff. People will constantly create emergencies on your time. Your family time. Or your leisure time. Whatever it is that reboots you, people will constantly create emergencies and make something seem, because to them it really is emergency. But all of a sudden, you're on their timeline and you can't do what you're doing. So people's fear, they result in them feeling a traumatic thing that they have to do, and they're going to call you all hours of the day and night. You guys can do that in my close circle, but it's also not such a good idea if outside people are doing that, all because of fear-based things. And then they're more likely to lie. You understand? People lie a lot more, and they're not transparent when they're in fear. It's not really their fault. It's the product of that contingency. To get out of something undesirable, people do anything they can. Or a drug addict will be so good at lying to get their fix, because they have to get out of this seizure-based state that they could be in, or their heart rate perspiring, their heart rate going up, and all these things, they make people fearful, so they have to do anything to get out of that fear. I hate to say it, but I know my body has limitations, but my brain doesn't, and I'm scared of nothing. Nothing. So that's why I know I can keep having your back.